If you're getting ready to go to college, or you're preparing for college, or you're getting ready to graduate from high school, there are tests you will have to take to enter the university or college of your choice. Some universities have requirements, the SAT and the standard tests you have to take, but some have other tests that are related to your field of study. This video, we're going to talk about all the tests that the Department of Education states universities will require, and also there's some information from the FTC about a little scam that's going on. As I said in the beginning, most universities require a standardized test of some kind, and they want you to submit the scores with your packet for admission. Now, the information you would need, you want to talk to your student counselors or your college academic counselors, or to the admissions office at the college you're interested in attending. I would not wait until you're getting ready to do your application. I would definitely do this like maybe a year in advance, because some of these tests are on a timeline. The scam that the FTC is warning us about consists of someone calling you with the necessary information, claiming that the student had ordered this information for the PSAT or the SAT test. Well, the problem with it is they will have the student's information, maybe the name, address, and phone number. This is to provide credibility. Well, unfortunately, they have collected this information from the internet or some other source, and this is a scam. The person has not ordered anything. And so what they're trying to do is to get you to pay for something you did not order. Now, here's some statements the FTC has given us in regards to noticing if it is a scam. The College Board will never ask you to give credit card, bank account, or password information over the phone or via email. So being aware of how they process their payments will help protect you from a scam, and they're not going to ask you for this personal information over the internet. Usually when you get to the testing site, you have to provide the payment for the test. I don't know if any of them, not to say it may not be some, but they usually make you pay when you show up at the testing site. You register online, but that's as far as it goes, and you register from a certified, reputable location. If someone calls you with test prep information and they're offering you legitimate test preparation booklets and stuff to prepare for the test, you want to make sure that this company offering you this service is actually a legitimate company. Do not just pay them because they have this testing prep material and stuff. Check them out. Call the school. Check with the school counselor. Check with the state education department. That's who I will call in your state to make sure that this company offering these materials is actually legitimate. Now, this is the last little warning. It's referencing the concept of how you pay for these materials or all of these services these companies are offering you. The best way to pay is with a credit card, because if it is some type of fraud, if you notify your credit card company in adequate time, they can stop payment on it and they can reverse that charge. But if it's scammers, they're not going to ask you for your credit card. They're going to want you to send something like reloadable card or gift card, or they may want you to wire money. This is a definite red flag. If they're asking you for this kind of payment, then that is a scam. You need to notify the FTC and file a complaint. You know, you may be able to get your money back from a credit card company, but if you wire somebody money or you use a reloadable card and you give them the password on the back or a gift card or whatever, you're never going to get that money back. So you definitely want to be aware that if they're asking for the wrong type of payment method, you know it's a scam. So now we're going to talk about the information from the Department of Education. Here I've got the link at the bottom. And this is the section that talks about the various tests you will have to take, the SAT or the ACT. So you will need these tests to get into college. You will need the scores to submit with your application. If it see right here, it starts in this paragraph. It starts, if you want to enroll in a selected program at a community college, nursing, computer science, law enforcement, then standardized test scores may be required. So it just depends on the requirements of the school. That's why you want to do your due diligence prior to. I recommend year in advance. And so you want to make sure that you have what they require, especially like it says on the last sentence. If you transfer from a community college to a university or another school, test scores may be required. So I did that. When I left, I had taken some class in a community college, and I transferred them to the university I was attending, and the university didn't accept all of them towards my degree. Some of them they just applied as electives. So it's very important to do your due diligence and find out what the rules and regulations are, because you may have to end up taking classes over. I did. I ended up having to take some accounting classes and stuff over because they didn't accept the material that I had covered at the university I transferred to. Now, this is the SAT subject test. You have the regular SAT, and then your college may require the SAT subject test. This one is a little different. It tests your knowledge in 5 general categories. So you want to be prepared for the right test. Your university may require this particular test, so you need to check. Now, the regular SAT lasts 3 3/4 hours. So it contains 3 sections. Now, this is the regular SAT, and it just checks on your writing, critical reading, and math. The SAT subject test encompasses English, mathematics, history, science, and language. So this is a little more detailed test that you would have to take. So you definitely want to check with your university to find out, do you take the regular SAT or the SAT subject test? Now, both the SAT and the SAT subject test are offered several times a year at locations across the country. This is another thing that you want to be aware of, because scammers will come to you and tell you you can do these tests online. You cannot. If someone is offering you these tests online, that is a scam. So you have to go to the testing sites. So you want to check. I've got the sat.collegeboard.org. This is the website that will have the information and the locations on where you go. Sometime the university you're planning on attending, or if you're coming out of high school, the high school may have the locations in your area. This is the ACT, so it consists of 4 multiple choice tests that cover English, reading, mathematics, and science. So you definitely want to contact your university to find out if you have to take this particular test so you can prepare correctly. Now, this is the college readiness, collegeboard.org. So if you go to this website, this will give you some insight on how you should do and what you should do. And that way you won't be tricked. Now, this is a portion of that screen. As you see, it tells you send scores report to colleges. You have all these various little links and stuff going on here. And it shows you exactly what to do. Get SAT registration tips. It gives you the correct information, not something some old scammer is going to try to sell you. You cannot do these tests online. Now, this part right here I included because you see it has up here, it says inside the test, it shows you it has ways you can do practice exams, taking the test, and how to determine your scores. And then you have to register for these classes. So there's many legitimate helps on this particular collegeboard.org website. The SAT and the ACT are somewhat different. The ACT measures what you've learned in school, and these tests, as it says here, are given all over the country. And then there's another part the school you want to attend may require the ACT plus writing. That's why you should definitely spend time the year before these things are due, so you have ample time to prepare what your school requires. Sometimes your counselor at high school may not be informed. Go to your admissions office, find out what the school requires. That's what I did. I went to the guy who signs off on you graduating. When you apply for graduation, they compare everything that you have taken during the course of your study to be sure it meets the requirements of graduation. So the entrance thing is the same. You want to talk to the admin folks who accept you when you get ready to complete your application. So you will submit the correct test scores. So, this is another one. So it says check out detailed information about the ACT. So this is the URL for that. Now, this is the screenshot from there, and it says giving meaning to test scores and set the bar for excellence. That's what the ACT college exam is all about. But right up here at the top, it says everything you need to know about the ACT test, including registration, test preparation or test prep scores, and more. So go directly to the website and get the information you need, because they do have practice exams. You don't have to take these tests cold. I don't recommend you do that, because your score won't be that high. Now, this portion of the video shows what the Department of Education has on their website in regards to other tests, as well as the ones we have mentioned. They are there to give you the information to know what to do in regards to the test and what the test is for. This first one on the website is the PSAT, and this is something you take in junior year of high school, and it's kind of like a practice run for the SATs. It helps you kind of get a little bit of understanding on what it will be measuring, and help you kind of realize it's a little different than high school tests. So you have advanced placement exam. You usually take the AP exam after you complete an AP course in relevant subject at your high school. So here's the information for this as well. So you can take these exams and be ready, but you have to do this stuff according to the rules and the stipulations that the College Board has set up. So being informed is the best way to do. And as I said before, early preparation is the best, knowing what you're getting into. So if you go to the collegeboard.org website, it will help you with all of this. Now, this is the CLEP test. Gives you the opportunity to earn college credit in different subjects by taking an exam. Now, these are transferable to the university you're going to. And so, like it says here, your best source of information is your college, because you want to make sure you can test into these classes so you won't have to take them, but you want to be sure that your university you want to go to will accept them. Now, this is an international program, and it says the IB is a 2-year curriculum designed for college-bound high school students. It is accepted by hundreds of colleges and universities in the U.S. and can help you earn college credit. So this is a really good program. It's called International Bachelorette Diploma Program. So there's the link for that as well, so you can get information about that. Now, preparing for these tests, I strongly recommend doing the prep, doing the practice test. I have test anxiety. The more I study, the more I prepare, the more times I take the test, the sample test, I'm more at ease when I take the regular test. So to take these tests, you should be armed with more than a number 2 pencil. I like this. Both the SAT and ACT testing organizations offer lots of resources to help you prepare and study. Go to those websites from those earlier screens and go to those sites and get the right information. That way you will not be scammed. And the last sentence says, don't panic. You can retake the test to try to raise your score. So you're not stuck with the score you get on the first go round. Take the test again until you get it to where you want. If you're like me, you may have to take it 2 or 3 times, because I have test anxiety real bad. Everything just leaves my mind. So I don't panic. My game is to pass. I don't care how many times I have to take it. Now, there's sometimes you can get help paying. So these tests require registration fees that can vary depending on the test options you choose. So you want to check with your counselor to see if you qualify for a fee waiver. Tests for graduate programs. These are some tests that you want if you're going into graduate school. You've done your undergrad and you want to continue your education. Now, this is the GRE, the Graduate School Testing Exam. This covers generic information basically. And this is just the general subject GRE test. So, if you're getting ready to go into graduate school, usually most people take the GRE. And as it says here, it's offered at specially equipped testing centers, some on college campus. The test runs approximately 3 hours. They do not give these tests on the internet. If somebody's trying to sell you one of these tests on the internet, that is a scam. I can't repeat that enough. Don't get tricked. You have to go to these testing centers. Now, this is what the GRE tests you on. It measures your verbal, your quantitative, which is the mathematical, and analytical writing skills. So it looks at all of these. These are all general measurements that they would do in your various skill set that you have acquired over your undergraduate program. The GRE also has a subject test, and this one is tests related to your undergrad major. So the subject tests are given like 3 times a year: October, November, and April. So, and they're offered on college campuses, and as it says here, it takes about 3.5 hours. But the main thing is you see the timeline. So if you're going to take this GRE subject test because your school requires it, you want to do your research. Like I said, that year in advance of prep is crucial because some things are timed. This one only given in October, November, and April. Others are given all during the year. So you definitely want to do the right preparation. Now, if you're going to law school, they also have a specialty test that you have to take. And this test is offered 4 times a year, usually at hundreds of locations around the world. So that tells you need to prepare for this particular test. So the LSAT includes a reading comprehension section, an analytical reasoning section, a logical reasoning section, and an unscored section. So these are the things that you will find on the LSAT. Now, the unscored section is commonly known as the variable section, which is used to test new questions or new test forms. So that means this exam for the LSAT requires a lot of preparation. So it says you'll be given 35 minutes writing sample section at the end of the test. Your writing sample is not scored, but copies are sent to all law schools to which you apply. So the test takes 4 hours to complete, and there is your web link. Now, the MCAT for medical college is given multiple choice exam. That's what this test consists of. And it uses problem solving and critical thinking. This is what they're looking for. And so on this particular exam, you will be provided essay responses to questions for the writing sample section. And these are the things that is on the MCAT. Its test is made up of 4 sections: verbal reasoning, physical sciences, biological sciences, and writing. So this lets you know this is the components that make this test up. Now, the MCAT is given at various times throughout the year at hundreds of test centers. See, this one is given at various test centers around the U.S., and you should expect to spend more than 5 hours at the testing centers. It says here short breaks throughout the sessions are included, and there's your URL to check on that test. Now, the GMAT, the General Management Admission Test, this one you take if you're thinking about a graduate management program. I took this when I graduated from college. I took it cold, and I did good. I didn't score really high, but I scored well enough to get into the graduate program. So, but my degree is in computer science, so I didn't pursue that. So, actual testing takes approximately 4 hours, and they too have little short breaks. And this test is offered at centers across the country. So, once again, you have to make an appointment. You have to know what you're doing. And here's the URL to go to that website. Now, the GMAT covers verbal, mathematical, and analytical writing. So the 3 sections test measures the following rather than knowledge. So this one is testing your abilities rather than what you necessarily learn. This is more applicable. So you're applying these skills you learn in these areas. So we've covered all these various tests and things that they offer for you during school, and hopefully this information will help you not be scammed. I just get so offended by these scammers who spend so much time trying to trick students and to cause them such hardship. A college education in itself is an adventure, and to have people looking for ways to trick you out of the money that you so desperately need for your education is just absolutely horrible to me. So pay attention. There is never, I want to reiterate again, never any of these tests that are given online. You have to go to the designated testing center. Go to the various URLs for the various tests and things you need, and check the source, not someone who contacts you with a great offer. I hope this has been helpful, and thank you again for visiting my channel, and have a great day.